Hello everyone once again and welcome back to Packs and Recreation. And today we're going to crack open a set booster box for the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth. So, in case you are new to this and you're just curious, what is a set box? Well, it's a massive waste of money. Depending on the set, it is actually, but a set booster box is, according to Wizards of the Coast, the best way to have fun opening Magic cards. So that means that it's not the best to play, because that will be draft boosters, and is not the one with the most value. Technically, that will be collector boosters. So this is just to have fun. But there are a couple of things exclusive to them. So there is the box stopper. Here's the protector art, and the other side of the art. Very nice art indeed. And we're going to move this to the side. Love this. And start our journey. So, first with the box stopper. Realms and Relics box stopper. Because that way everyone buys a box. Or everyone wants to buy a box because you get a box stopper. And sometimes the box stoppers can be very valuable. Sometimes they are not. So, as always, it's up to chance. It's a lottery. So, Fangorn Forest. Yavimaya Cradle of Growth. This is from the Commander decks as well. Each land is a forest in addition to its other land types. Not bad. It's a land that does nothing but actually makes everything green. So in case you need green in your deck, there you go. Legendary land. Let's start open. For the sake of speed, because this thing is a bunch of boosters pretty much, I am not going to go over all the cards. So this is going to be like a podcast kind of thing, where the art card, let's put the art cards here maybe, where we just address some topics and I just go faster through the cards, because likely you're already familiar with them and you just want to see like the heavy hitters on each box. If you're not, please feel free to just pause the video and see and read the card if it interests you. But yeah, so Moria Marauder. Is it worth it to do this? No, not really. The set boosters are really, I just recommend them if you like the set. It has 12 cards. One of them, you always have a foil, but it's kind of pointless because if you want foils, just buy a collector booster, because everything is foil. And if everything is foil, nothing is foil. So that's kind of how it goes. You get normal lands and just a bunch of cards that you can play with, obviously, but this is not made for structured play. It's not like draft. Draft is made for that. So here, you can only aim for having fun. One thing that I like though, and I am the only human that likes it, apparently, is the art cards. Or at least I'm the only one that gives value to it. Ooh, Smeagol. Farad Orthanc. And a generous gift, a card from the list. You can get cards from the list, which is the list of cards that Wizard has considered that they are worth it to be in this set because they fit. And one thing that they did, and these are the art cards, which I like a lot, but you know, no one cares about them because you can't play with them, so whatever. One thing that I have been watching from Wizards is that the cards from the list in this set are all interesting, as they kind of fit with Lord of the Rings. Either they are like, oh, that's an elephant that kind of fits, you know, because one of the worries that I have with upgrading my commander decks for the Lord of the Rings is that the cards don't match, because all of the cards are from the Lord of the Rings, and if you try to put a card that is not from the Lord of the Rings, it really sticks out. So yeah, and they try, Orcish Bowmasters, and they really try to make it and File of Galadriel consistent, but it's not really that consistent. And then the ring card that actually you are supposed to separate here. You can see the lining, maybe. Let me see if I can focus the camera. You can see the lining there. But with the cards from the list, some of them, like let's make something clear. The cards from the list are just like a bonus track. I think that they should always be there instead of like getting publicity cards or something. Like either get tokens or get cards from the list. That's my humble opinion. Everything else is just like whatever. And the cards from the list, normally they don't have anything to do kind of to the set that you're opening. Like they're from different sets and stuff like that. But in the case of Lord of the Rings, they really tried to make them somewhat to make it somewhat matching to the theme. So it's like, oh, it's an elephant, it kind of fits, right? Because elephants and stuff. Because, well, this is not really a normal elephant. So and you know, that's kind of the logic. But I also see that they just like search their database for some cards with some words like fellowship, and they're like, okay, so fellowship, bro. We have a card that says fellowship. It's like, well, it has nothing to do with the rest of the set or anything, but it says fellowship on it. So that qualifies it as a card to put in this set as a card from the list. So that's nice. Land Roval, Horizon Witness, and Menaldor, Swift Savior. Different eagles, and they actually talk, but people that only watch the movies don't know that. Because, well, understandably, it's like, well, do we care if they talk? Elvish Mariner. Nice. Baradur. Another Land Roval. You gotta love it when you have the same card twice in the same booster. But hey, it's random. That's why it's like a lottery. In terms of like gambling, what can you get from a set booster box? Well, not much. Because the serialized cards and all that are only collector boosters. So you can only get, well, their normal stuff. You can get some mythics and stuff like that, and well, there is some value, like, or some rares like Orcish Bowmasters. That thing is worth something. But overall, never buy this in the hope of like making a big comeback or something like that, because it's not that worth it. Like, see, there I'm back again. Is it worth it? Not much. With bats in foil, sometimes you get nice things like this, but once you open a collector booster box, you kind of get numb to it. So I'm dumb to it. So that really talks on, maybe a card from the list. We don't know. That really talks about something that's hurting Magic, I think, in my opinion. A lot of people are opening cards from Sorcery and other new games and Flesh and Blood and stuff, which I love. Don't get me wrong. I love all sorts of games. I don't have a preference for Magic or anything. But some of the complaints are like more than complaints, like what they say as a positive thing about these new games is that it feels like the Magic has come back, right? Eleanor Gardner. So, God of the White. See, like the playmat. Coincidence? I don't think so. And what? See, like, it's like a Trifolk. Just put it in there. It fits. It matches. Whatever. And I think is this a visual illusion or is this misprint? Because the card is like skewed. Weird. Overall, the one thing that you can do with this is just build your collection and have fun. We actually opened this with a couple of friends, and it's just like, well, you distribute them, and I was like, I got this, I got that. But after you like already know the set, you kind of just go like pim, 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 and go to the cards that you want. So everything becomes bulk, and that's one of the problems again. So if everything is bulk except for a few cards, and then both in terms of value and in terms of power, Gimli, Mournful Avenger, and in terms of foil and stuff like that, nothing matters. Jack Mott's Agenda. This doesn't fit with anything. Enchantment. Play no more than one spell each turn. You may play cards in your graveyard till they were in your hand. If a card will be put in your graveyard from anywhere, remove it from the game instead. Okay. I guess because it's a Necromancer? But So that breaks my theory. It's the first card that I've seen that doesn't match the theory, but okay. Oh, nice. Overall, it really comes down to the collector boosters. I think are the problem, because since you can just buy better drop, like any gacha game, the foil cards don't really mean anything anymore, because you can just imagine that there were no collector boosters. I will be opening these, right, and be like, and this is just me from my perspective, right? Like as a person that opens a bunch of stuff. So like we were like, oh, nice, oh, different art, like cool, nice. And then like Born Upon a Wind, nice. And like, oh, Gimli's axe in foil, nice. I mean, it's a common, no one gives a fuck, right? But I'm like, oh, nice, look at this. The problem is that you open a collector booster and you get like everything is foil, and at least the first 6 cards are just like commons or uncommons in foil. So I look at this and it's like, man, and it's absolutely worthless for everyone. And for me, that I open, and you will be like, oh, well, that's you open a bunch of stuff. Even if you just buy a box of it or a couple of boosters, you will get numb to it, because, well, you already see a bunch of them. If everything is special, nothing is special. And I think that's the problem. Plus, another thing that is interesting comparing Magic to newer card games is that Wizards really sticks to their border design. They're like, nope, this is a classic, we're keeping it. And Samwise Gamgee, and Goldberry, River Daughter. Oops, this doesn't go here, this goes here. And nice. This is the wife of Tom Bombadil, by the way. Mordor Muster. And Vryn Wingmare. Fits, but there are no Pegasus in Lord of the Rings. So Wizards really just, because the black borders and all that stuff, that's a consequence of old times. Like, it was difficult to print the card up to the border and stuff like that. And plus the design currents of that time were different. So it's a different time, but they already switched the borders a couple of times. It's not that difficult for them to do. It's a shock for players, sure, but once people stop complaining for a while, you just get accustomed to it, and it's like, oh, nice, okay, we're used to the new format. And it happens with everything, with video games, with interfaces. Remember that time that Facebook changed something and everyone was like almost killing themselves like some years ago? So it's kind of the same logic, right? People always fear change. They reject it at first, then they embrace it, and it's like, oh, actually this was better, I guess. So, or they just don't mind it anymore, which is the actual goal that we should aim for, right? So, I don't know. I find it funny that Wizards just really sticks to these borders. I like borders, but if you look at this card, it's really like black border, card border, art, right? And yes, this is a game, but it's not like Wizards hasn't found a solution for this. They did. We have white art cards and full art cards and full art lands and all that stuff. So the problem is that they are treated as rare items, desirable items, right? Like, for example, look at this. White art. It is actually part of a bigger picture as well. The text is here still. But a lot of people say this doesn't feel like a Magic card because it feels too modern, which is kind of an insult to everyone, I guess, that phrase. But isn't that better? For example, like Boromir, Warden of the Tower, look at that. I mean, however, if you look at this card and you don't know nothing about card games and stuff, could this card pass as a Flesh and Blood or Sorcery card? It could, because those cards are, more modern, so they don't have like borders or anything like that. They just go for full art. So, because they are modern games from a modern era, and if they want to introduce rarities or something, they need to do something else and invent some other type of foil or something. But again, in order for something to be both interesting for the players and interesting for the market, it needs to be a rarity. So if getting weird cards is easy or there's a lot of variants, no one cares. And yes, you could be like, oh no, but actually some of these cards are very rare and you can get them, like their price online is very expensive. I can be like, Oh, Sting. And they can be like, yes, sure, but can it actually, like, is anyone buying them? Because the price can be whatever. You can go online, pick any card. For example, I just crack this booster. This is an art card. This doesn't even count, but which, by the way, this is a Soul Ring. This is one of the special Soul Rings, maybe? I don't know. So planes, and then Lembas. I can be like, oh, this Lembas is like $5. And it's like, it's not. No one's going to give you $5, but you can list it for $5. No one's going to stop you. So the price of something is really just the price of something whenever someone buys it. So that's the thing. And that's what determines where the cards are actually like. So you can get a weird variety of the cards. So I can just like go ahead with this. Be like, ooh, Pippin's Bravery, white art, cool. It's like a $10, right? Because look at this, yay. It's like, nope, no one's going to buy it. So doesn't matter. Spiteful Banditry. Spiteful Banditry. When a Spiteful Banditry enters the battlefield, it deals X damage to each creature. Whenever one or more creatures your opponent control die, you create a treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Okay. Forge anew, also nice. So you get happier because the slots on these boosters multiply your chances. So I got one mythic and one rare in a single booster. So I was like, yay! But again, since between these, the collector boosters and all that, is like, is it really that difficult? Is it really that valuable? No, it's not. For example, I opened it when the first time I opened a Shadowfax, I was like, ooh, Shadowfax, Order of Forces. The card is not that good. It's not valuable either, and like no one cares about it. But you know, I like it because it's Shadowfax. How can you forget that magical scene, right? Same for Build the Pony, by the way. This is the horse booster. Quick Beam, Upstart End, and then Galadriel of Lothorian. So, see, like nice looking, whatever. Then Fog on the Barrow Downs, and a whatever card. No one cares. Mouth of Sauron, Plains, Mordor Muster, The Torment of Gollum, the video game, Soothing of Smeagol, the video game, Captain of Umbar, The Grey Havens, Glorfindel, Dauntless Rescuer. And you may be asking, who is this person? And it's like, well, I mean, why is... Oh well, this is basically like Gandalf. He came back. He was resurrected, more powerful than ever before. Because in the movies, is what's the name of this lady? Arwen, I think, the one that saves them from the Nazgul at the beginning, but is actually Glorfindel. But then Glorfindel doesn't appear again, so I guess that's a good choice from Peter Jackson. Dawn of a New Age. Nice. Nimrodel Watcher. Learn how to play Magic with a food token. At the end of the day, this really comes down to the interest of people into this. So I know a bunch of people just are going to buy these. The problem is that in a lot of countries, in a lot of places, in a lot of cities even, there are no local game stores. And even in the ones, or local game shops, or whatever you want to call it, even in the ones that have an LGS, a lot of, quote, normal people don't go to an LGS because it's not a thing. So a lot of people just buy this from like Walmart and stuff like that. And you know, like normal stores that sell all sorts of shit. So no one is going to buy, like, maybe they don't sell boxes, but they sell like these weird blisters with 3 or 4 boosters in it for, you know, too much of a price. And, you know, people that never play Magic, maybe they buy the starter set and they learn how to play Magic, but likely they just see some of these, maybe the Commander decks, maybe the bundles, and they are like, ooh, Lord of the Rings, because a lot of the people loves Lord of the Rings, right? So it's one of those things that is going to be misleading. Ironically, there's a bunch of products, and because of the One Ring, a bunch of it has been just trying to be dumped into game stores and stuff like that. A lot of game stores didn't pick that stock, so a lot of these singles are very cheap. So just buying these boxes is kind of worthless. However, the price of the boxes themselves is not going down. So technically the value is still there, but if you want, but for you buying them, so for Wizards and LGSs, because if you buy them, if you want to play, just buy the singles, I guess. But try to tell that to a normal person. A normal person is going to see the Lord of the Rings, see, Elven Warhounds. So there you go. A normal person is going to see stuff from Lord of the Rings and they go like, ooh. And funny enough, all of the boxes, all of the stuff has art that wouldn't trigger a normie, quote, a person that only seen the movies or anything like that. For example, Theoden, King of Rohan. So all of the art is either like Smeagol, Gandalf, art and character types that were just really, they are very risque. They just kept it like the normal stuff. So people that read the books maybe can recognize more of these cards actually, and be like, "Oh, this is that character. This is that character." But Merry and Pippin are not almost twins like in the movies, but they are never twins in the book. So I guess there is that. Eowyn, Fearless Knight, and Samwise the Stout-Hearted. Ooh, Dragonthorn of Tarkir. Nice. And it has dragons, so it's Lord of the Rings. See, like this Gandalf is like safe bet. You see a blister with 3 Gandalfs in it, and you just go for it. That's how it is. It's the archetypical wizard. So that's kind of safe from a wizard's perspective. They put Sam, they put Frodo, they put Gollum. They don't put, like in some other packs, some other products, they just put the ring. In something like the draft boosters, they put everyone fighting in there, but this is like a very specific product, to play draft. Like no one just buys stuff to play draft. But for some reason, call me conspiranoic, there is no product that has Aragorn on it, which is weird because Aragorn will be like the go-to for kids and not so old. Oh, an Asgul. Because, well, is the action man of the entire thing, right? Press the enemy. However, it's not in any package. I wonder why. I can really imagine. There is only one of the commander decks has. Well, no, because one is Eowyn. Eowyn, yeah. One is Eowyn. And yeah, she's in a weird angle. You can't really see her, but it can catch your attention, that one. The rest is just like Sauron and normal stuff. So there is a bit of a conspiracy here, I think, in regards to why the marketing is done the way it's done. Same way why it's like, oh, the ring has been already found, but Wizards only like did a tweet about it and like a very discreet one, and everyone else is trying to pass the news along like the ring has been found, people don't waste your money. But Wizards is just like sitting quiet in the corner like, nah, like, yeah man, just buy the product, it's cool, don't worry. I know what you want from us, Wizards. You've been blinded by the ring and everyone else as well. Ooh, Gandalf. Learn from the past. Forest. Took Reaper. Nimble Hobbit. East Farting Farmer. So all of this is just Hobbits. Eastmark Cavalier. Saruman's Trickery. Saruman the White. Grishnak Brush Instigator. I love it how they like did it almost like in the movie so that you can recognize him, because otherwise no one knows who the fuck that is. Many Partings. Rangers of Ithilien. Ooh, Smeagol. Wait, this goes here. Smeagol, a helpful guy, which I still make my point. That's more like Gollum, but whatever. And an orc army. We're almost there, folks. Gandalf, the same as the playmat, so always lovely. Eland, Lorien Revealed, Wizard's Rockets, Ents Fury, Fry of Orcs, March from the Black Gate, Gothmog, Morgul Lieutenant, Malhor, Uruk-hai Captain, Book of Mazarbul, or Mazarbul, Mazaltov, Book of Mazaltov, Gimli, Counter of Kills, The Battle of Bywater, nice, Many Partings, Orc Short Shot. See, this is from the list, but they say like, oh, it has an orc, so just go for it. Legolas, Island, War-Beast of Gorgoth. As you can see, like I'm doing this because I'm already sorting them by color, so that's easier. Some other people prefer to sort them by rarities, like commons one side and commons to the other, and then rares and mythics separate because those are the only ones that normally have value, except for rarities like the Nazgul, right? But I just separated them like this because it's easier to just say like Nazgul uncommon, but still worth more than a bunch of rares and mythics. Mithril Coat, not bad. Rise of the Witch King, and a food token. I just sort them by color for two reasons. One, because I like to do at the end of the cracking session what's my favorite from each color, and the other is because I sort them by color because the magic order, like Wizard's order, is basically that is per color, and they always follow the same for all sets, and then is by number. You can see the number in the lower corner, and so the order is always white, blue, black, red, green, multicolor, colorless, lands, artifacts, tokens, and then the list doesn't count. So that's more or less the reason why they get separated like this. And then the different arts have like numbers up there, so you get all the cards in normal, and then Frodo Sauron's Bane and Tom Bombadil in foil. Very nice. Very nice. Tom Bombadil, God Bard, and Magic minigame. I like those minigames. I don't ever knew anyone that played them or even made the attempt, but at the very least, I like the idea that they try and put something in there instead of just join arena without giving me a code. People will be a lot happier with those join arena if they included a code for a booster or something. Wizards just saying ways to improve the value. Every Pokemon TCG booster has a code for Pokemon Online that matches the exact same product that you just bought. So like, and no one, and both are still played and both are still bought. So just saying, Legolas, Master Archer, Saruman's Trickery in foil, and a card from the list, Whirlpool Warrior, a Merfolk. Well, there are no Merfolk in the Lord of the Rings, but I guess it's still fantasy. Call for Aid. Foil land. Relentless Rohirrim rally at the Hornborg. Quarrel's End. Banish from Edoras or Edoras. Voracious Fellbeast. Shadow Summoning. Theoden, King of Rohan. Many Partings. Boromir, Warden of the Tower. Lotho, Corrupt Sheriff. and a Smite the Deathless in foil. Another game. Sharky's Tithe. Okay. Well, at least the games are themed after the Lord of the Rings, so at least that. Thank you, Wizards, for trying. So down to the last 3 packs, my friends. Let's see if we can make it. Mountain, Bewitching Leechcraft, Morgul Knife Wound, Fog on the Barrow Downs, Soldier of the Grey Host, Rusty Cotton of South Lane, Peregrine Took, Meriadoc Brandybuck, Bilbo, Retired Burglar, Gollum, Patient Plotter, and Fall of Gilgalad. Okay, not bad, not bad. And an Oliphant in foil. Also, Soul of New Phyrexia. This has nothing to do with even the fantasy team. So there goes my theory. But they did try, I guess. But for 6 is a 6/6 with trample, and if you pay 5, permanents you control gain indestructible until the end of turn, and if you pay 5 and exile this card from your graveyard, permanents you control gain indestructible until the end of turn. So indestructible, pretty much. Second to last. Mount Doom. Focus, please. Mountain. Just focus here, maybe it's easier. Inherited Envelope. Bombadil Song. Sleep on the Ring. Sleep on the Ring. Birthday Escape. Barrow Blade. Frodo Baggins. Gollum, Patient Plotter, but this time in a normal, see? Like, special version, normal version. Pippin's Bravery. Fangorn, Tree Shepherd. Nice. In white art. I think I never seen this card. At least in white art. Lobelia Sackville Baggins. A very important character that, at least for the survival of the Shire. She starts bad, but then she redeems. Claim the Precious. And full token. And now for the last one. Rima, Lance, Arwen's Gift, Heathline Nuts, Willowwind, Greyhaven's Navigator, Nimrodel Watcher, Samwise Stouthearted, Tale of Tinuviel, Gift of Strands, Prince Imrahil the Fair, and let's see, Aragorn the Uniter. So he is all 5 colors. Nice. And Gift of Strands in foil. Last but not least, Battle of the Hornborg. So there you go. Now we can go color by color and try to pick our favorite. And in this case, well, the special cards have an advantage, not gonna lie here, because they are the outliers. But we're going to try to be impartial. Well, this Sam is nice, and this Sam is nice as well. Sam overall, MVP. Will never say it enough. Well, Forge Anew is nice. This Boromir, they don't like it too much, to be honest. So, or Gandalf. Maybe Gandalf. Let's go with Gandalf, because I mean, I have the playmat, so I have to be character consistent. So, Gandalf the White for white. Haha, get it? And now, for blue, what can we pull here then that is like nice looking and interesting at the same time? It's interesting, but not that crazy looking. Overall, well, maybe the Friend of the Shire one, maybe. Goldberry is nice looking, and the card as well. Yeah, maybe Goldberry, River Daughter. Now for black, this always has an unfair advantage because the framing and everything is like very nice. Uh, in terms of value, the most valuable card here is the Orcish Bowmasters, that's for sure. But in terms of nice looking, are they also the prettiest card in the bunch? We're about to find out. No, it's kind of a mess. So it's gonna be this one. For red, well, this gameplay is okay, I guess. Eomer is nice framing. The axe is nice, I guess, but I want to be the smog one. Gimli, I don't like that art. Yeah, maybe Elmer. Let's go with Elmer. Like, it's by opening set boosters or normal boosters that you realize that most of the cards are not that pretty, honestly. Like, because a lot of the art is being killed by the borders and all that shit around it. When you get the white art ones, you're like, ooh, this is beautiful. And it's like, well, for a reason, because you can actually see the art, which is like 30% of the freaking, well, 30% is like maybe 50% of the reason why we buy these cards. I mean, you look at them to play them. I think I'm going to stick with Fangorn. Yep. Let's go with this one. Although this is a weird art because it's part of a bigger picture, but it's nice. So now for the artifacts. Well, I want to go with Stone of Eric or Eric. I don't know. It's simple, hits the spot. I don't know. Regarding the list, well, it is all over the place as is intended, but the Pegasus I think is quite there. Yeah, although it's not the best card. I think it's actually the worst card of all the cards from the list that we got. But and in terms of lands, it's kind of everything is maps and normal lands. But from time to time, you get a special land like the Grey Heavens. Baradur is also nice. So with Baradur is also useful. So there you go. And now from multicolor, what's going to be the best card? Well, Aragorn is nice looking. So we can go with that by default. Tom Bombadil is better looking on his foil, so that's an advantage. Shadowfax is also nice looking. I think it's going to be Tom Bombadil. Yeah. The others are kind of weird. So, Tom Bombadil. And that's the thing, my friends. That's the pick. And that's the set booster box. Was it worth it? Well, the things are almost never worth it. Sometimes you get lucky and you can kind of offset the price, but if you really want one card or something, just buy it. Or even a playset is cheaper than just betting. This is betting. So yeah, I hope you had a great time. So let me know what you think down below in the comments and all that stuff. Like, subscribe, yada yada. I love you. And yep, this has been Packs and Recreation. See you next time. Bye.